Transitioning from a conventional flagship slab smartphone like the Samsung Galaxy S26 Ultra to a cutting-edge foldable device like the Galaxy Z Fold 8 represents a fundamental shift in how we interact with mobile technology daily. Unlike previous generations where foldables attempted to mimic the tall, narrow aspect ratios of standard devices to make the transition feel incremental, making the jump to the Z Fold 8 feels surprisingly jarring at first. When you hold a classic high-end slab phone, you are accustomed to a predictable physical footprint, a standardized typing area, and a rigid, single-screen framework. Moving from that predictable canvas to a foldable that completely reimagines both its exterior and interior displays requires a distinct cognitive reset. It forces you to reevaluate the way you scroll through social feeds, reply to messages, capture photos, consume video, and handle multitasking on the go. To appreciate why this shift feels so profound, one must look at how Samsung's foldable line has evolved up to this point. Devices like the Galaxy Z Fold 7 focused heavily on creating a seamless bridge between slab phones and foldables. Their cover displays were crafted to feel as close as possible to a traditional phone, allowing users to operate the device closed without feeling like they were compromising on screen real estate or standard aspect ratios. The goal back then was comfort, thinness, and familiarity, ensuring that when the device was folded shut, it practically disappeared in your hand or pocket just like a normal phone. The Z Fold 8, however, takes a distinct and aggressive turn in design philosophy. Instead of trying to feel like just another slab phone, it embraces a unique form factor that sets it apart entirely from the rest of the lineup, demanding new habits from anyone willing to make the switch. One of the first places where this physical shift becomes surprisingly apparent is in simple, everyday moments that usually go unnoticed. Modern slab smartphones have grown so large and wide that they tend to dominate whatever space they occupy. For instance, placing a massive device like the Galaxy S26 Ultra into a standard vehicle wireless charging pad usually consumes the entire surface area, leaving no room for keys, wallets, or small daily carry items. The Z Fold 8, by virtue of its shorter, more compact closed footprint, manages to fit into that same charging space with room to spare. Slipping a car key or a smaller accessory right beside the folded device on a charging mat sounds like a minor convenience, but it highlights how a shorter form factor alters spatial dynamics in your personal environment. It is an immediate reminder that you are no longer carrying a massive glass rectangle, but rather a condensed powerhouse built on a different set of proportions. The outer cover display on the Galaxy Z Fold 8 is where the primary contrast with the Galaxy S26 Ultra begins to show itself. Although the Z Fold 8's cover screen is actually wider than the already spacious S26 Ultra, its significantly reduced height results in a shape that feels almost square in your hand. This changes the visual density of everything rendered on screen. When browsing social media applications that rely on vertically expansive feeds, such as Instagram or TikTok, a traditional slab phone allows you to preview multiple posts simultaneously, offering a peek at the bottom of one post, the full body of the current post, and the top header of the next post. On the Z Fold 8 cover screen, the shorter vertical space compresses this view, displaying essentially one full piece of content at a time. For users accustomed to continuous, uninterrupted vertical scrolling, this concentrated view can initially feel somewhat tight or enclosed, requiring a mental adjustment to how information is consumed on the go. This change in proportions also alters text input and virtual keyboard dynamics. On the Galaxy S26 Ultra, the virtual keyboard generally occupies the lower section of a long screen, leaving ample room above for viewing message histories, search results, or web pages. When typing on the shorter cover display of the Z Fold 8, the keyboard occupies a much larger relative portion of the vertical screen space. As a result, message threads and background application content feel visibly trimmed. While the extra physical width of the cover display gives your thumbs plenty of room to type accurately without feeling cramped. Sideways, the loss of vertical canvas means you see less context above the keyboard while typing. Adapting to this layout means learning to rely on quick, deliberate interactions on the front screen, reserving deeper reading or prolonged messaging sessions for when the main screen is opened. Unfolding the Galaxy Z Fold 8 introduces an entirely different dimension of mobile interaction. Unlike earlier foldables that opened up into near-square or portrait-leaning orientations, The Z Fold 8 unfolds directly into a spacious 4:3 widescreen landscape format. This means that as soon as you open the device, you are immediately greeted by an expansive, tablet-like view without needing to rotate the hardware. For anyone coming from an S26 Ultra, where content orientation is fixed unless you physically turn the phone sideways, this immediate expansion opens up new possibilities. However, navigating this broad canvas requires getting accustomed to how various mobile applications scale and render across a 4:3 aspect ratio. While some apps adjust fluidly to fill the screen, others may require specific aspect ratio settings or display tweaks to look their best, highlighting the importance of setting up display preferences early on to ensure seamless app continuity. On a conventional slab phone like the Galaxy S26 Ultra, user interaction operates at a single, unchanging gear. Regardless of whether you are reading an email, checking a map, or watching a movie, you are interacting with the exact same display dimensions every single time. It is a simple, frictionless experience because there are no choices to make regarding screen orientation or form factor. You pick up the device, perform the task, and put it down. The Z Fold 8, by contrast, introduces a two-tier interaction model that requires a conscious choice about which display best suits the immediate task. You find yourself categorizing actions, quick notifications, fast replies, and basic navigation belong on the compact cover screen, while detailed reading, document editing, and immersive media consumption naturally move to the main inner screen. Learning to balance these two modes becomes second nature over time, transforming the phone into a versatile tool rather than a static screen. Photography on a foldable device like the Z Fold 8 also presents a completely different workflow compared to taking photos on a traditional smartphone. On a slab phone, capturing pictures is a straightforward process. You raise the phone, frame the shot, and press the shutter button. With the Z Fold 8, the physical form factor offers multiple ways to approach camera operation depending on the situation. For quick snapshots or single-handed photography, keeping the device folded and using the cover screen is the most natural approach, as it matches the standard orientation of how camera sensors capture images. However, unfolding the device completely transforms the camera interface by unlocking features like Capture View. On the large inner display, half of the screen can serve as a live viewfinder while the other half displays a continuous, high-resolution preview of recently taken photos, allowing you to review, evaluate, or delete shots on the fly without ever exiting the camera interface. Furthermore, the foldable design enables clever hardware-software integration such as cover screen preview, which completely alters group and portrait photography. By enabling the outer display while shooting with the phone unfolded, the subject standing in front of the lens can see themselves framing the shot in real time. This feature is especially beneficial when taking photos of children, family members, or groups, as it keeps subjects engaged and allows them to adjust their poses naturally before the shutter snaps. On a traditional device like the Galaxy S26 Ultra, you only have a single screen facing you, leaving everyone on the other side of the lens completely blind to how the shot is framed unless you rotate the phone back and forth. The Z Fold 8 uses its dual screen structure to bridge this gap, turning simple photo capture into an interactive, collaborative experience. When it comes to video and media consumption, both displays on the Z Fold 8 offer unique structural advantages. The outer cover screen, featuring a 16:10 aspect ratio, aligns remarkably well with modern 16:9 widescreen video content. Watching video on the folded cover screen results in minimal black bars along the top and bottom, delivering an immersive viewing experience in a compact footprint. Additionally, the foldable hinge allows for flexible positioning, enabling you to prop the phone up in a tent or flex mode on a desk or table without needing a dedicated kickstand or bulky protective case. On a traditional slab phone like the S26 Ultra, propping the device up at a comfortable viewing angle almost always requires an external stand or a specialized case. The Z Fold 8 builds hands-free viewing directly into its structural design, giving you instant flexibility wherever you set it down. Opening the device up to its main display elevates media consumption even further by reducing letterboxing relative to the total visible surface area. While the Galaxy S26 Ultra boasts a wide, brilliant screen when turned sideways, its fixed aspect ratio limits how large a video can actually appear before running into physical height constraints. Interestingly, the The total physical width of the Z Fold 8's unfolded inner screen closely matches the landscape width of the S26 Ultra, but the extra vertical height of the 4:3 inner panel allows media and accompanying content to feel significantly more expansive. Whether you are watching tutorials, streaming movies, or reviewing video edits, the sheer surface area of the inner display creates a level of visual depth that simply cannot be replicated on a standard single-screen smartphone. Beyond personal entertainment, the physical presence of an unfolded device changes how you interact in professional and public environments. Holding an unfolded Z Fold 8 in portrait orientation feels less like holding a phone and more like holding a compact notebook, digital planner, or mini tablet. In settings where you need to reference notes, host events, run presentations, or consult documents, holding an unfolded screen presents a distinct visual posture. Looking at a small, traditional smartphone while speaking to a group can sometimes give off an impression of distraction or casual messaging. In contrast, holding a broader, tablet-like display feels intentional, professional, and structured, creating an authentic presence whether you are managing notes during a meeting or reading prompt questions at an event. Despite the numerous structural and software advantages offered by the Z Fold 8, moving away from a flagship slab phone like the Galaxy S26 Ultra does involve notable hardware trade-offs, particularly in the camera department. The S26 Ultra is renowned for its uncompromised camera hardware, featuring a dedicated high-performance 5x telephoto optical zoom lens that delivers incredible depth, detail, and range. For users who rely heavily on long-range optical zoom for capturing distant subjects, fast-moving sports, or architectural details, missing that specialized 5x sensor on a foldable hardware stack can be a tangible loss. While digital cropping on high-resolution main sensors has improved dramatically, a native, optically optimized 5x periscope lens provides an unmatched combination of natural background separation and crisp detail that software processing alone cannot fully replace. This camera distinction becomes especially apparent during outdoor events, family gatherings, and sports activities where distance separation is required. Whether capturing action shots of kids playing sports on a wide field or taking portrait-style shots during celebratory moments from afar, the dedicated 5x telephoto camera on the S26 Ultra excels at pulling subjects out of busy backgrounds with cinematic compression. Parents, content creators, and photography enthusiasts who regularly depend on that telephoto reach may find the shift to a foldable camera system to be the single biggest point of compromise. While the Z Fold 8 offers versatile camera performance that handles everyday scenarios with ease, its hardware profile prioritizes thinness and folding mechanics, meaning extreme optical zoom capabilities remain the exclusive domain of top-tier slab flagships. Where the Galaxy Z Fold 8 truly surpasses traditional slab devices is in its multitasking capabilities and software productivity features. The expansive 4:3 inner display provides ample room for running multiple applications simultaneously without feeling constricted. On a traditional phone like the S26 Ultra, splitting the screen vertically between two apps results in tall, narrow strips that limit productivity, often forcing you to rely on tiny pop-up floating windows that clutter the display. On the Z Fold 8, opening two apps side by side effectively gives you two full-sized 16:10 application windows running concurrently. This extra width allows you to browse web pages, manage documents, check emails, or reference spreadsheets with desktop-class comfort, elevating mobile multitasking from a novelty to a genuine daily workflow tool. This multi-window architecture excels in modern communication workflows, such as watching live video streams while actively participating in group chats or monitoring live feeds. In portrait orientation on the inner display, the top portion of the screen can comfortably render a 16:10 video window, leaving the entire lower half dedicated to real-time messaging, note-taking, or social feeds. You can watch a live stream or tutorial on top while simultaneously typing responses, taking notes, or scrolling through updates below, all without obscuring the video playback. Trying to achieve a similar setup on a traditional slab phone results in an overly cramped interface where the keyboard hides half of the video stream, forcing constant toggling between applications. Another standout software mechanism enabled by the foldable form factor is cover screen continuity, which offers an intuitive, magazine-like interaction loop. When browsing articles, checking maps, or reviewing incoming notifications on the cover screen, You can seamlessly unfold the device to instantly transition that exact application state onto the larger inner screen. It mimics the natural feeling of reading a headline on the front of a publication and unfolding it to dive deeper into the full article. This fluid transition between quick information gathering on the outside and rich, detailed engagement on the inside reinforces the intentional design behind Samsung's software ecosystem, encouraging you to use each screen for its precise purpose. The ultimate goal of the Z Fold 8's design is to create a harmonious balance between fast, practical accessibility and deep, uncompromised productivity. The outer screen serves as a highly efficient, compact hub for managing quick notifications, rapid messaging, navigation, and one-handed interactions when you are on the move. Meanwhile, the inner screen stands ready for moments when you need expansive space, whether for multi-app productivity, reading long documents, reviewing photography, or immersing yourself in media. Instead of forcing a single display to handle every possible use case, the device splits these demands across two tailored surfaces, delivering a versatile smartphone experience that dynamically scales to match whatever you are doing. Switching from a traditional flagship like the Galaxy S26 Ultra to the Galaxy Z Fold 8 is far more than a simple hardware upgrade. It is an evolution in how you approach mobile computing. While it requires accepting specific physical trade-offs, such as adjusting to new aspect ratios, managing a slightly thicker folded profile, and foregoing extreme optical zoom lenses, it compensates by offering unprecedented screen flexibility, superior multitasking power, and unique camera features. From the moment you integrate a foldable into your daily routine, the ability to transform a compact pocket device into a full-featured tablet changes your expectations of what a smartphone can be. Evaluated on its own merits, the Z Fold 8 demonstrates how thoughtful hardware and software innovation can push mobile technology beyond traditional limits, transforming daily digital interactions into a richer, more dynamic experience.